This past year, we've admitted 150 new students into our undergraduate health programs. The demographics of our student body continues to shift. Our diversity is increasing, with 20% of our new students self-reporting that they're students of color. The geographical distribution of our students is also expanding. 75% of our students live 50 miles and further, and nearly 30% live 150 miles and further. We now have students from 8 states and 3 countries. This year we launched a new program in collaboration with the Mayo School of Health Sciences. It's called the Bachelor of Science of Health Professions. I know that Bethany Crum is here. She's one of the leaders of the Mayo School of Health Sciences, and she was instrumental in putting this collaboration together. This is a junior admitting program, and we jointly admitted this year 12 students into the respiratory care and echocardiography tracks. And next year we anticipate to admit over 50 new students into these tracks and into additional radiography and sonography tracks. Our graduate program in biomedical informatics and computational biology continues to grow. We now have a class of 45 master and doctoral students. Right? And the program continues to add, and it's probably better to say the program continues to attract new faculty. We now have 51 faculty affiliated with that program. And they all come from our partners, the Twin Cities campus, the Hormel Institute, the Mayo Clinic, and IBM. In 2 years, our enrollment trajectory should take us over 1,000 students. That's where we're going. And we have every reason to expect to be at 1,000 students in 2 years. To make room for the new students, we opened 318 Commons, which is a true living and learning community. In 318 Commons, we house 20 faculty office spaces, an expanded version of the Just Ask Center. This is where faculty and students interact with each other. A large commons area, much like what you see downstairs, which is for student life space, 2 classrooms, and we're now housing 123 students there. And there's room in 318 Commons to grow next year, thank God. We have additional rooms for new students, unfinished spaces for more faculty, and additional classrooms. As I talked about last year, 318 Commons happened because of partnerships and your investment in us through the city sales tax. This is our first year for UMR Connects. It's a speaker series held every Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock, which is open to the public and is free. Over 900 individuals have attended this series over the first 33 sessions. And this month's theme is Smarter Cities, and thank you to IBM for supporting this month's conversations. For me, attending these lectures again underscore the wealth of talent and the range of expertise that exists in this community, because almost all our speakers are local residents. I couldn't imagine pulling off a speaker series of this quality with this structure in any other community of a size of just over 100,000 residents. It's just really impressive, the talent that we have here. And finally, UMR launched its first ever annual giving campaign, which is called or entitled Finish in 4. And those of you really lucky people who are wearing your Finish in 4 buttons, I want to congratulate you. And in fact, if you want to get one of these buttons, I'm sure Michelle can tell you how you can do that. This program rewards and recognizes students who are on track to graduate in 4 years. We are proud that 96% of our current sophomores and juniors are on track to graduate in 4 years. Your investment in us is your investment in our students is an investment in us, right? Invest in our students and you're investing in us. Let's go ahead and turn on the video. It's about 5-6 minutes, and then I'll come back. This is what I call the educator's dilemma. Here's what we're asked to do. We're asked to prepare you for jobs that don't yet exist, to solve problems we don't yet know about, using technologies that have not yet been invented. And it's a challenge. What am I supposed to teach you? Right? That's what keeps us up at night, is that to prepare you for this uncertain future. It's not about knowing something, it's about building your capacity to learn more. I'm going to start giving you part of your graduation attire tonight. I'm going to give you the tassel with your date of graduation that you will wear on your mortarboard when you finish in 4 years or 3 years or 2 years from now. Finish in 4 is something that's real important to you and to me. I want to get you out of here in 4 years and move on to the next step. They say that 50% of the healthcare workforce has to be replaced over the next decade. Think about that. Half the workforce, healthcare workforce, has to be replaced in the next decade. We need you to get done and get moving on to those careers. The other is just the cost to you. Now I know higher ed is expensive, and I can't control the tuition, but I can control how long you're going to be here. The thing that's going to be most important about the success of UMR is our students, your success. If you're successful, we're going to be successful. So I tell our donors, if you want to invest in something that we're successful, invest in you. And knowledge is exploding at such a phenomenal rate these days that many say that what we teach our students as freshmen is outdated by the time they're juniors. That's the key thing that we have to do for our students, prepare them for this uncertain future. So it's less about knowing and more about becoming, is an expression that I've used. And the becoming is having that capacity and desire to learn more. My background is in neuroscience, and when you begin to look at learning from sort of that physiological or biological perspective, what you understand very quickly that the power of the brain is in its interconnectivity. It's about making connections. Our value to higher education is that we can get out there and scout. We're going to do some things that are going to work really well, and we can call back and say, this is working. And I do think this more connected curriculum is one of those approaches of working. There's some other things that we're doing are probably not going to work very well. That's just part of being an innovative institution. I really believe that that's the thing that's exciting for me, and that's why I'm at University of Minnesota Rochester, is because we're out scouting. We're figuring out what this new thing is. That's why I say we're building the future university today.
We're talking about changing college to help students learn better. And I'm here at a brand new school in Rochester, Minnesota, that's being created to do just that. The building going up behind me is going to house classrooms, labs, and apartments for students at the recently created University of Minnesota, Rochester. And I'm here with the school's Chancellor Stephen Lehmkuhle. He has worked at big universities his entire career. Trying to make changes in those places was hard, and when he came here, he got the opportunity to build a new school from scratch.
What we decided here is that we're going to build an institution that's focused on learning.
The way new knowledge is being created is changing, so our structures have to change.
If there is one organizing principle at this new college, this is it. Get students engaged and excited about learning. After that, everything else pretty much falls into place, says Chancellor Lehmkuhle.
Really the secret sauce is if you can get them to get into it and spend the time, we can take them places.
Lehmkuhle says if you look at all the research that's been done about how people learn, it pretty much boils down to one simple idea. People learn when they're motivated to learn.
My first main point that I want to touch on is to get involved in UMR and in the community. UMR wouldn't be anything without Rochester. Rochester supports us in more ways than one, as you can see as we're standing in Peace Plaza right now. There are plenty of places to get involved. Try volunteering. There are plenty of churches around. I do some research because it's an awesome community, and you'll be really missing out on an important college experience if you don't get to know your community around you.
The community has lived up to my expectations. The opportunity to start a new university from scratch was something that attracted me here.
I was in Missouri for over 20 years, and I was managing change in higher education, and here was an opportunity for us to create change. And I knew that that change had to involve the community. And Rochester has all the ingredients to build a top university in this nation, and I think we're well on our way to doing that.
Let me build on what Evan talked about in the Chancellor's Welcome on the Peace Plaza. Last year at this event, I said, partnerships gave birth to UMR, and partnerships will grow and nurture us. You inspire us, you challenge us, you support us. But most important, you have embraced us and made us part of your community. You are creating a very special place for learning here in Rochester. Let me emphasize that last statement. You are creating a very special place for learning here in Rochester. This afternoon, I want to talk about how the community embraces our students and creates rich opportunities for them to learn and develop. To illustrate the scope of student involvement in the community, look at the whiteboards surrounding the room. We asked our students to write personal notes to community members and organizations they engage with. If you get a chance before you leave, roam and read about the diversity of activities and organizations connected with our students. You will see that our students volunteer and work at the Mayo Clinic, Olmsted Medical Center, the Salvation Army, the Medical and Dental Clinic, and the Adult Day Program, Channel 1, the Boys and Girls Club, the YMCA, Possibilities, the Sports Mentorship Academy, the Diversity Council, the Rochester Public Schools, the Rochester Public Library, the Gift of Life Transplant House, and the list goes on. And our students participate in a broad range of activities. They give hand massages to worried and exhausted patients. They work as receptionists. They tutor and mentor. They build houses and deliver meals to people in need. We currently have 26 students enrolled in Students in Service, a part-time AmeriCorps program at UMR. Each student contributes at least 300 hours of service over the course of 1 year. This means that through this program alone, UMR students will complete 7,800 hours of service in this community. Some of you help them pay for college by hiring our students who are eligible for work-study program. Through the work-study program, the community gets great employees and reduced cost, and the students earn their financial aid. We now have 25 students working for pay in this financial aid program in 13 different nonprofits in Rochester. But our students do service and volunteer, not just for money, not just to build a resume, although in some cases that may be why they've considered service in the community initially. What I have witnessed through their service activities is that they meet and interact in very meaningful ways with professionals, patients, disabled adults, the hungry, children, and young adults. These personal interactions challenge our students. It stretches them, shapes their aspirations about careers, connects them with the community, and I firmly believe develops them into better citizens and future healthcare professionals. To understand this impact, who better to tell a story than our students? So let me introduce Marissa Morris and Mary McCoy, who will talk about how their involvement in the community has impacted them. Marissa?
Thank you, Chancellor. My name is Marissa, and I'm currently a sophomore in the BSHS program, and I'm hoping to become a radiographer. I have been with the Diversity Council as an intern for almost a year. Growing up, I wasn't surrounded by a lot of different cultures, religions, ethnicities, nor were they explained. For example, when I was in 2nd grade, I had to ask my teacher what Caucasian was, because I was convinced it was a type of bird. Early on, I never understood how people were supposed to fit into boxes based solely on their skin color or beliefs. All throughout high school, I was fairly active in the community, and when I got to college, I really wanted to expand my knowledge and do something different. When I came to UMR, I was offered a work-study position as a community liaison. As a community liaison, my job is to make connections within the community through local organizations. While searching for potential organizations, I specifically looked for experiences I could learn from, even though I knew it may be outside of my comfort zone. After contacting the Diversity Council, they connected me with Dr. Shar Kunkel, a professor of sociology on sabbatical from Luther College. I helped her create an online resource manual highlighting community-based anti-bias activities. I really enjoyed working on this project with Shar because I was able to meet so many amazing people and learn about really remarkable projects. Working with Shar was a great introduction to what the Diversity Council is all about. This year, I am the intern for Vanjie Castro, the Youth Education Program Manager, along with being a SPARK facilitator. The SPARK program teaches kids grades kindergarten through 12th about understanding and embracing diversity, and educates them to be able to stand up and make a difference for others. My duties vary from collating papers to presenting SPARK workshops. One of the things I really like about this job is working with kids during the SPARK program. This allows me to share with them what I wish I had known growing up and going through school. I have always enjoyed working with kids and really want to make a difference in their lives. Working with the Diversity Council has been one of the most meaningful experiences I've ever had. I've learned so much about cultures, inclusiveness, acceptance, and myself. It has opened my eyes to not only the incredible diversity in Rochester, but also how much work is needed to ensure equality for all. The knowledge I have gained from working with the Diversity Council has helped me become a better citizen, student, and all-around person. It has encouraged me to challenge my views and stand up for others. I'd like to thank the Diversity Council and UMR for making this opportunity possible.
Thank you, Marissa.
Hi, I'm Mary McCoy, and I'm a junior here at UMR in the BSHS program. I've been volunteering at the Ronald McDonald House for about 1.5 years now. I work under a child life specialist, Amy Olson, and I'm the head child life specialist volunteer at the house. When I graduate in 2013, I will get my BSHS as well as a certificate in becoming a certified child life specialist. A child life specialist works with kids in sick kids in the hospital as well as outpatient settings. They help them understand what's going on through medical play and help them kind of interpret what the doctor's saying into kid language. They also help the families and children cope with what's going on in the really stressful times. When I was a freshman and decided that I wanted to go on this path, I needed to do some research. I found that a lot of the internships that I wanted to do required that I needed to have volunteer hours with sick children. After having an informational interview with the child life specialist at Mayo, I found that there were other opportunities to volunteer with sick children other than just at Mayo Clinic. So with a lot of messaging, a lot of emails, a lot of perseverance, a lot of paperwork, but finally I got into being a volunteer at the house, at the Ronald McDonald House, and it was definitely well worth the effort. At the house, I do a lot of different things. I've helped serve and make house dinners. I do a lot of one-on-one time with the children that need kind of some extra attention. I've coordinated activities. I've also supervised pet therapy sessions that they have weekly at the house, which is really fun. A big project I'm doing right now is I'm interviewing children, making videos, and those videos will be put up at the new McDonald's. It's a community-based McDonald's, so that people can really see what life is like at the Ronald McDonald's House in Rochester. This opportunity has really helped me a lot. I really feel more confident in my decision about what I want to do in my career. I also am able to see the impact that it has on the families and children, and how much this profession can really help. This opportunity has given me a sense of responsibility because I'm not getting paid for it, I'm not getting a grade, it's not really required of me, but since I enjoy it, it makes me keep wanting to do it. Through this experience, I've learned that Rochester has given and has a lot of opportunities for UMR students and just to participate in the community.
I asked Melissa before, I said, are you nervous? She says, oh, this is nothing. You should teach anti-bullying workshops to 7th and 8th graders. You know, the UMR faculty and staff can teach this stuff. But you, the community, help us make it stick. The experiences of our students in the community are vital ingredients of the secret sauce I talked about in the video, where it triggers their excitement, just as Mary said, and helps them get into it. You create teachable moments. These moments are invaluable to the UMR faculty and staff. We work with students to reflect on those experiences in the community, to help them develop personally. We work with our students to connect those experiences with the learning objectives in our course. This is what I mean when I say you are creating a very special place for learning here in Rochester. The opportunities that exist here and the willingness of this community to embrace and engage our students are really 2 reasons why UMR is the best undergraduate program in the health sciences in the nation. We hope, in fact, I know that this is a win-win situation for everyone in this room. We all learn from our students, and they add vibrancy to my life. I know they're adding vibrancy to your life, and I know they're adding vibrancy to this community. Before I open up to questions, there's one thing that I want to do. It's a little off script, but it's very important, particularly the UMR people will understand this. I want to recognize the leadership of Jenny Hegg. Jenny, if you can stand real quickly. She's the person who has really worked to create these teachable moments in the community. And so Jenny, just thank you from us. Give her a hand. Well, thank you again for being here.